Being serious, guys. I'm not even trying to make this like a contentious moment, because this is literally why Black America loses right here. Because we allow people with cameras to go hear a whole speech, like they do this to me all the time. They take out a couple of sentences you said, and they create a whole new headline, and people that were not there.
Ugh. Been watching this, T.I. gets me so angry.
Actually go back to hear what was actually said in full context.
She ain't lying. Listen, we just did the last video. I found a thing where she now actually revisited this, so I wanted to do this because the last video, she didn't actually get to elaborate or speak on, like, you know, her part. She's like, if you let me talk, I can explain this. And the video kind of cut without us ever hearing her talk because apparently everyone was talking over her. So I saw this and I wanted to give her a chance. So far, what she's saying is very accurate. People will take clips of whatever. It's like you could take a YouTube video an hour long. You could take a clip of this, and the third, and you can create a narrative that had nothing to do with that hour-long video. It's just the way that it is, and it happens a lot.
They do it to me all the time. I know they do it to Trump. He has denounced white supremacy so many times. It's something north, somebody counted, of 24 times, and it's on his Twitter feed. So if you want to fact check me, go back to a couple of weeks ago when the shootings happened. He said, America is no place for white nationalism and white supremacy, and it's an issue that has to be tackled. I'm paraphrasing, you can go find it. And let me tell you why the black vote is the easiest vote for Democrats to keep for the last 60 years. Let me tell you something. If people know what you fear, you are the easiest person to control. The Democrats have figured out that black America is emotionally responsive to the word racism. She says racism, you jump up and you start cheering. You haven't even listened to what I've said to rebut it, okay? I do not consider myself a Republican. I definitely am not a Democrat, but Trump woke me up. I used to be liberal. Trump woke me up to the idea that we're being manipulated by the word racism every 4 years.
That aged well.
All right, so this is interesting. Again, I'm not a super political, so I don't know as far as, oh, the Democrats do this or the Republicans do that to fear and get you to, I can't say one way or the other. I really don't know about that. You guys can comment about that down below. However, her statement just on if somebody knows what you fear or knows that you can potentially be manipulated through that, I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying whether or not she's right about it happening on this side or that side, because like I said, I've not invested enough time into that to really be able to say or speak on it, but you guys can in the comments, and I'd be willing to see World War III happen down there. We can do this. But like I said, again, I do agree with her. I feel like when you know someone's fears, things like that, you can literally put that into a relationship, and you can manipulate that person. So it can happen on a greater scale as well. And I don't disagree with that.
I think there were a bunch of elements of this clip that were taken, and it kind of turned into the T.I. versus Candace thing, and which I think is a shame, because actually, if you look at the comments, the people that actually watched the panel, especially people that were in the audience, were really happy with the panel, because I don't think they had ever heard me speak. And people kept coming after me after, being like, why don't you say this stuff that you said on stage like everywhere else? And I'm like, I literally do. You just never get to hear anything I say, because people always parse out just one element of it. But T.I. was the most frustrating person, because he is so fake. I cannot even tell you. So I met T.I. because Kanye introduced us. I don't know how. I think he gave me T.I.'s number. We talked on the phone before this panel. T.I. and I had probably spoken on the phone like 6 or 7 times, and the opinion of everything that he gave me on the phone is so different than the T.I. that showed up on stage that day. So he's a true entertainer. So when he gets on stage, he's going to say whatever he thinks he needs to say to get people to get hyped. Whereas everyone else in the panel, despite how much I disagree with them on, they were extremely authentic, like especially Killer Mike, who I still talk to today.
I see in some of the comments down below that you guys are telling me I need to check out Killer Mike's clip from this Revolt Summit. If that's the case, comment down below. We can get into that very soon, because I heard Killer Mike has amazing, like just his insight and the way he breaks things down as far as when it comes to politics and stuff, I've heard is really, really good. But I've never heard him speak on anything. So if that's something you guys want to see, let me know. Now, as far as what she's saying so far, I can't deny that it's true or not, but I also can't say that, you know, it's a tough situation. She's basically saying I had this private conversation with T.I. Nobody knows about this conversation but me and T.I. And I'm telling you that what he said in that conversation is very different than what he said on the stage. Now, obviously, we have to just take her word for it, and T.I. is probably going to say that's not true. So then it becomes a he says, she says. I'm not really going to land on one side or the other, because I don't know. I do not know, honestly.
T.I. came there to entertain, and you know, he's super ignorant, but he's just also, he's two-faced, right? So that was the most frustrating part of the panel, was that T.I. was just being so two-faced, sitting next to me, trying to get the audience hyped and against me, and I was just like, this is not the same T.I. If he gets on the phone with Kanye, he's like, oh yeah, man, I understand. He gets on the phone with me, he's like, oh yeah, I totally understand. And then he gets in front of the audience, he doesn't care about what he said. It's all about what is going to make the audience be hyped and hear my point. So he sucks. And more than sucking, though, is that he got his perfect karma because now T.I. is under investigation. Him and his wife are under investigation for a bunch of like horrible sex crimes. And I don't doubt it. He's actually very disrespectful and denigrating to women in general.
Listen, I don't know what T.I. is or is not responsible for, guilty. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know what's going on with that. I think I had heard something about it. So I'm not gonna, but like, I'm gonna be real with you. Let's be honest. It's a little bit goofy to be like, you had a bad interaction with him on the phone. He disagrees with your points and stuff. And so you're like, yo, he's got this sexual, and you know what? I believe it's true. I'm sorry, but listen, whether or not, I don't know. Maybe it came out that it is true at this point, and I'm just talking out of my ass and I have no idea what's going on. But it's still, whether it's true or not, it's clear that she's taking a stance on it based on the fact that she doesn't like T.I. because their arguments and their disagreements on stuff. I feel like that's, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't like somebody and we disagree on stuff, but I have no solid evidence that you've done this horrible crime that you're being accused of, I'm not going to be like, well, I could see it being true because he's disrespectful. Like, that you gotta be careful with stuff like that because that gets a little bit tricky.
But overall, I was really very, very happy. I mean, Diddy was sitting in the front row with the panel. I think there needs to be more of it. And people are always like, why don't you do more events like this? I'm like, when I'm invited, I always go. I think we should always go into rooms where people think they disagree with you because that's when you transform the most minds. And without question, so many minds were transformed in the room that day. I would love to be invited to another Revolt Summit, and I stay in touch with a lot of people that are on that stage even still today. I was told it was a political summit. I knew who was going to be on the panel, so I knew that we had different perspectives. I would say Killer Mike is probably somewhere in the middle. Like, he's just like a very kind person, even though he has some socialist beliefs. I don't know where he comes out of left field with. I knew where they all stood. So there were no surprises. Like, I obviously knew that I was going to be like the token conservative, and I was fine with that. Because I believe what I believe. So I believe that on any stage that I'm on, anywhere. And I have the facts on my side. So I'm never scared or embarrassed to go on stage with people that disagree with me.
All right, this was actually interesting. So me watching this and hearing her talk, I feel like the dislike for Candace Owens, it really just comes from people. It's a disagreement of opinion. I mean, she's well spoken. Like I said, maybe there's some videos where she gets really disrespectful. But it seems like even when she disagrees with people, it's not like she's calling names. She's just using what she believes are her facts. Because, like I said, some people believe things are facts, and maybe opinion, maybe. I'm not saying one way or the other, but because I've agreed with quite a bit of what she said, but I feel like she just argues in a way where she's very fierce, very I'm not gonna back down kind of mentality, and I think that turns some people off. But she's well spoken. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Even if I disagree with her on something and she were to go hard on that subject, or even if she were to go hard at me, I'd feel like I still have respect for the fact that she stands by who she is. She's like, no matter who's in the room with me, I'm going to be who I am. She wants to be in a room with people who disagree with her because she feels like that's the only way to really change minds and I agree with her on all these things. I don't disagree with her on all these things. So I feel like from that aspect of things, I respect her and her approach to things. Like I said, I don't necessarily agree with every single thing that she says. But then again, I keep saying that, and I haven't really come across anything crazy that I'm like, oh my God, I really don't agree with her on that. It's more so just been like, I can see that side of it. And I always try to be neutral. So I feel like it's kind of like how she described Killer Mike. She's like, he's just really nice, neutral kind of. And I feel like that's kind of how I try to approach it. I have my own views, and as I watch and learn more things, I kind of make my own assessment of things. But I'm never going to be like aggressive or feel like I need to change the way that you feel about something. Like, that's just not me. So I don't know. I enjoy watching these. I know you guys have dropped some other names, Jordan Peterson and some other people that I've the name is so familiar. So I'm sure like I know of this man somehow, but I don't know who he is. Thomas something. I don't know who that is. We'll dive into more, but I'm having fun with Candace and she kind of fine. So listen, we here though, baby. This was fun. Yeah, like I said, again, I want to revisit the being in a room with people that disagree with you. I really like that statement from her because I really agree with that. And not only that, but I like to be in that room because it also allows me to hear all the other sides of things and potentially pick up on some things that I didn't know about, or maybe that I can, incorporate into how I feel in my own beliefs and stuff. So with that said, if you guys enjoy these videos, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, become part of the notification gang. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy, stay safe. I'll catch you next video, homies.
I don't care about a struggle. I've been asking for a fight. I need adversity to thrive. I'm trying to crash before the flight. I got a lot of people doubting me. That's just been my life. So I learned to persevere and not react to what they type. It's been a long road coming. That's just what they write, but it's been feeling like it's real, so I've been asking for my light, trying to shine until I can. If you ask me, I go twice, but I've been stuck in back the line trying to imagine what it's like. Come on.